I've been stuck in this loop for quite a while now where I'm really bitter and severely depressed over the fact that I wasted my youth having no friends and having no life, literally no life, partially due to mental illness, due to, psychologically stunting things that happened to me when I was younger. And then, I kind of found peace a little bit in high school and college, and but I was still lonely and still had no life. I did a lot of social related things, but nobody actually cared about me. It was just like sex related stuff and like friendship drama, and then they would drop me. And but in the soul, I was always really lonely, so I always used to consume like YouTubers and stuff like that. And it really sucks. Oh, but even worse, I was a maladaptive daydreamer over a couple of celebrities. And it really, really sucks growing up and your life gradually getting even more empty and even more boring. And then having the slow realization that you wasted all your life just like watching people who don't care about you or even know that you exist or ever will and don't think anything of you. Because why would they? You've just been sitting, you've been sitting alone in a room with no friends, no connections, haven't been doing or accomplishing anything on your own. And not because out of laziness, but because of lack of resources and connections. Um, and realizing that I wasted my whole life in a maladaptive daydreaming, consumer parasocial relationship waste, and that I'm still doing that to this day. And I literally can't stop because even the profound and absolute crippling trauma, and believe me, it's not an exaggeration when I say trauma, even the crippling trauma of being a complete nobody in America and being a slave and watching other YouTubers get married and have babies and get money and be special and be considered special while other people treat you like shit, if they even acknowledge you at all. I still can't get over like how bored and lonely I am, so I still end up consuming YouTubers and I still end up maladaptive daydreaming about relationships and dating, about celebrities and people that do not give a shit about me. And unfortunately, justifiably, because I just sit around and, do art that nobody cares about all day, and it's the most boring fuck all thing on the earth, but it's all that I have the access to or all that I ever have. And I don't get how people like are born as nobodies like me and then they just like gradually build a career and get people to care about them. Like it truly blows my mind. And I wish that I could figure it out because I'm so sick of being so cripplingly lonely and like consuming parasocial relationships and influencers and sometimes even celebrities and like daydreaming about having this interesting life when in reality I'm just rotting. And it's absolutely terrible, and the depression is like nothing else, but I keep coming back and I keep consuming because guess what? The only other option is to stare at the fucking wall. Being mentally ill and being a loner is no joke. It's very, very psychologically disgusting. It's very disorienting, and every day is incredibly complicated. And you will end up laughing to yourself manically in your bed in the middle of the night, rolling around like a little kid with inside jokes and with disassociation and a really, really morbidly complex personality because it's been congested inside of you your whole life. Just dreaming about connection and dreaming about being alive, but you aren't actually. And I personally don't know how to find peace with that. And I don't really fit in anywhere. I don't want to make videos about, buying shit that I can't afford from malls and then showing it off because it's boring and plastic content. Um, and I don't really have any desire to film myself eating fast food, especially since I can't drive. But I swear to God, I can't stand being a nobody, not because I crave fame, but because American society is inherently wired to treat people who don't have any platform or whatever like shit. Like I see it in movie scripts about famous people saying like, well, we're the only ones that have an actual voice and everybody else and their stories and anything that they make is just going to be forgotten and it doesn't count, which means that we have the incredibly prestigious and incredibly important role of telling the stories and being selective about the ones that are going to be remembered. And this huge, massive, pretentious bullshit that was literally a speech that happened on a TV that my dad was watching tonight. And it really pisses me off, but it also devastates me because unfortunately it's kind of true. Um, and I don't know how to get outside of the loophole of being severely depressed and lonely and just like consuming and daydreaming and consuming and daydreaming. And at the same time, being severely depressed over the fact that I'm a nobody and I'm just daydreaming about it while other people are actually doing it. It's been a loop that I've been in literally since I was 11 years old, and my personality is a really, really disgustingly, morbidly complex thing because of it. And it's a lot of fun, but it's also really, really fucking painful. So, real life community would help, because as you're an adult, life is nothing but arguing about slavery, talking about famous rich people, or treating people like trash that are nobodies, and it's fucking inhuman. And I'm sick of it, but how do you get out of the loop? Because I don't know, because I keep doing the same thing over and over despite complaining about it. So that's it. That's all that I just need to rant about it for the very reason that I'm ranting about, which is that I am just really sick of living in my own head, but there's no way to get out of it if you're disabled, autistic, can't drive, are poor, and have always been that way. But I never expected to be mentally insane.